Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to more Black Myth Wukong. So I've been like fighting this guy quite a few times now. I thought after last episode, I was like, you know what? Let me just take a break. I'm getting a little tilted. I probably just need to relax, do some other stuff. So I went back with hey, maybe I want to use Spellbinder, use that. Went back to the other staff, which what's it called again? The Jingo Bang. I've used that one. Of course, I think this one's just better overall. I did fight another boss, so there was one more boss. It was basically like a wooden hippopotamus. Nothing too crazy. I did find myself, so we got I finally bought this other gourd, so that's cool. But I think we're gonna go with this one because this one's nice. I did find some other soaks. So one of them that I found was the celestial lotus seeds. So after you use the gourd, you slowly recover a small amount of health. I think that could be really good for this fight. Really, I'm just gonna stick with the what's his face, the Wandering White. The Paladin fan seems to be doing a lot of good. I did have to farm a little bit for my my pellets and stuff, but I think we're gonna try this again, see how we do. I want to stick with the Azure Dome. It just seems really good. So yeah, let us do it. Let's try our hand at him again, maybe. It's a very telegraphed fight. I can understand why some people may say this guy's harder than Erling, but honestly, just with the frickin' shield, I think Erling's worse. Back. lord, he's doing a lot on me, man. Jesus. That would have ended me. I've already seen this a million times now. Damn. Yeah, he hits hard. I'm not falling for that. Probably shouldn't have done that. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it because on one hand, like it's good, but it's like this guy just hits so freaking hard that I don't know if it's worth it. Yeah, now I'm out of the frickin'... Yep, I'm pretty much dead. And it's still crazy because it's like the monkey fungus. I try to get that. I got snake fungus. Not enough. Like, I got, maybe... I got one when I was farming for it, and it decided, nope, we're just gonna give you about... We're just gonna give you one. We're just gonna give you a bunch of snakeheads. It's like, it was snakehead, 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 snakehead. I'm like, I don't need snakeheads. I got plenty of that. I don't need the snakehead. So I'm kind of wondering, maybe what I should just do is just use all my spells here, and then phase 2 just, you know, just go ham crazy. I think I might just do that. That way, I just don't have to worry about like losing so much of my sips. How did that not hit him? It's like he's the Terminator, just slowly walking towards us. Jesus Lord. It hits so freaking hard. My God. I mean, I definitely see what people say, you know, like when they say, like, this guy may be harder than Erling, but I think just having that freaking shield makes him just 1,000 times worse. Alright, come on. Let's try and do this. That just freaking missed. And he just keeps on taunting me. It's like, alright, asshole. Like, again, it's like, oh my God. Well, at least that time I got him. God, oh my God, the freaking damage he did. That's insane. Well, if he's just gonna camp over there, then I'm just gonna stay over here. Only an idiot would go fight him through that fire. Okay, come on, come over here. Come on. And he really likes to sell for time. Alright, can I frickin' heal? Is that a crime now? Like, damn. Thanks a lot, asshole. getting really sick and tired of that. It's like, oh my god, that's so fucking... Yeah, and that's why I decided not to use any of my my attack pellets, just because I know full well that it would take it would just take forever. I mean, no. Otherwise, it would just be a waste, and it's like I may as well just be, you know. It's like okay, I'm just wasting my crap, and that's not smart. Loves using that. I mean, to be fair, I like using my forceful thrust. Like, damn, the amount of damage that does is insane. No, that's not what I meant to do. I'm getting really tired of that. Oh my god. Really? All because he just wanted to just freaking just perfect dodge like non-stop. That's fucking ridiculous. Nope, that's not what I meant to do. It's like, oh my god, I'm trying to do the forceful thrust, and it's like my guy is just being stupid. Jesus. Like, the amount of times you have to dodge is just insane. Like, I wish I could do that with my staff. Jesus Lord, oh my god, it's like, it just takes out so much of my health. Not what I... God, it really tilts me again. Yeah, just kill me. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. This is some cheeks here. Let's try it again. And this is another thing. This is kind of just a pet peeve of mine, but it's so annoying. Like when I'm trying to like get to my medicine or whatever, it thinks I want to rest here. It's like that's not what I asked for. And it's just so annoying. I might even go back to Smash Dance, just because this is ridiculous. Wow, that's nice. Thanks a lot, asshole. I mean, it would be nice if he wasn't camping in the frickin' fire. That's another thing that's just annoying. At least that did a lot of damage. that's a lot of moves he was doing. Jesus God, oh my... This is so bullshit. Like, again, oh my God, that is so annoying. Really? Nice! Thanks, asshole. Thanks. It's what I wanted. Of course. Like, why? Just why? Because now all those focus points were just wasted. Most of the time I've been trying to do that, he's just been, like, just dodging that. It's like, okay. Jesus Lord! Damn! That is insane. Alright, let's see how we do here. Alright, my God. I think we got him. Funny if they decided, like, yeah, there's gonna be like a phase 3, and I'd have to crash out at that point. Well, we finally destroyed his... finally defeated him, so...
你们一定都听过关于他的故事。有人说，他帮唐僧取到了真经，封了斗战胜佛，从此留在了灵山。也有人说，那个成佛的根本不是他，真正的他早就死在了西行路上。还有人说，西游从来都没有发生。
Yeah, there's probably a lot of fact and fiction, to be honest.
他只不过是说书人杜撰的一只猴子。但我要讲的故事，你们一定没有听过。
So I'm guessing we're gonna get another animation like we have with the past 5 chapters. Would have been interesting if the old monkey was the was Sun Wukong this entire time, or like one of his reincarnations. I don't know. Cool, another animation. We got Erlang.
成了佛又如何？那道锅一直都在你头上。
张开你的口眼，我这就摘下来，给你看。
孙悟空，汝因大闹天宫，无以甚深法力压在五行山下，幸天灾满足归于释教，且习汝隐恶扬善，在途中练魔降怪有功，全忠全实，加升大直正果，汝为斗战胜佛。
It's the turtle from chapter 3. And then there's
那厮
Baji.
触犯了上天，玉帝立此三世，只等积咸了米劲，狗舔的面界，登了断锁艇，那方才该下雨嘞。
This is really cool. Like, you can tell like the amount of work that they put into the animations. This OST is amazing. There's Wukong in his monkey armor. It's probably him at the height of his prime. Or like maybe like after he's yeah, that has to be like after he attained being the victorious Buddha. Drunk.
饮了这杯，我们一起打上凌霄宝殿。
I sometimes wonder if he knew he was going to fail in battle when he fought Erlang. Makes me wonder if he had an inkling that he was going to fall, and that he would have a. All right, so let me pause this just real quick because I know this is going to get copyrighted. All right, there we go. So that has been Black Myth Wukong. What a journey it has been. It was a lot of fun. Just playing it again. I really liked a lot of the bosses. Of course, there were some that I think, especially on my first run, that I thought I was like, I don't know about this. Like the hundred-eyed Taoist, I think if you don't know about that secret area, and it's like, yeah, you need the vessel here, then that fight is cancer, because the boss will just so when he goes into his I call it like his domain expansion, because he'll like nerf your stamina like by I think like 60-70%. Your fat rolling too, like that's rough. So if you don't have the vessel from chapter 4, you're gonna have a hard time. But obviously I've already played this game, so I kind of know what to expect. But you could say the same thing about like chapter 1 and 2, but the thing is, I felt like with chapter 1, the Black Bear Guai, and then the Great Sage from chapter 2 were not as bad compared to the Hundred-Eyed Taoist. In terms of like the spells and everything, I think they're really, really cool. I really enjoyed using Pluck of Many, Immobilize. Definitely became our bread and butter. The transformations were okay. I definitely like the Red Tides the most, just because burning is insane. And definitely the Azure Dome we used there definitely came in clutch. There were some really cool armors. Of course, I felt like I ended up just using the gold set for a long time, until basically we did use the Yaksha set, which that was cool. Let's see. And of course, weapon wise, there were quite a few. So we had the golden long, which was used for, I think that was used for the thrust stance, or was it for the pillar stance? Might have been for pillar stance. So that was cool. I really liked Erling's weapon though. Just like summoning like a rain of, of swords. That was cool, and it makes me wonder how I would do against Erling if I just use that. So, that's, I would say that was a really that ended up becoming my favorite weapon. Maybe there's some more that I missed. Wandering White was the PvP of my cultivated spirits. He did so much damage, and it's like damn. Sometimes he was doing 30, sometimes maybe even 60. Like that was crazy. So I really like that. I do feel though, if you haven't read Journey of the West, or at least you're not aware of the mythology, you're gonna have a hard time, just following the narrative, and I definitely felt that way at times. But it was interesting, and with all the lore and everything, it's like, okay, that's cool. The animations, we gotta talk about that real quick. I absolutely love Icy. I think the mantra at the beginning of that is amazing. I like the one from chapter 2. It was pretty cool. They didn't really say anything, or it was very silent, and then it was connected to a quest that we did in chapter 3, and I'm like, okay, that's cool. And then we fight the boss. Destiny was really, I think that was one of the best ones yet. Definitely one of my favorites. And just everything like with the Yaksha Prince, and with the Bull King especially. It's like him and Wukong were like sworn brothers, and then when he caught up with Wukong, finds that he's dead and everything, and it's like, oof. Chapter 6, huge boss gauntlet. There were some bosses I'm like, okay. Like the deer boss was probably one I did not care for too much. But let's see. Erling, I have complained about this guy. I still stand by what I said. I do not like him as a boss just because of the shield mechanic. I think that makes that fight a lot more harder than it needs to be. I felt that him taking away one of your abilities is just really, really lame. But just the cutscene and then the weapon we get at the end, it's like, okay, it's fine, I guess. Sun Wukong is very hard. I would say, yes, him and Erling are the toughest bosses. And so it's kind of like, okay, which one's really harder? Because one is just one health bar, and another it's there's technically 3 phases, because it's just him in the stone vessel. Then we have the one where you have to fight him 2 times. But definitely tilted me. But yeah, he was certainly an interesting boss fight. I would say I would give this game overall a 7.5 out of 10, just because I think if you don't have certain vessels, it's going to make the bosses a lot harder than others, and I feel like ones like Erling, way too overtuned. But it's a really good game. The graphics was amazing. The combat, I think, was really good too. So we finally finished. So now we're done with the credits and everything. I could go on, but I would say this is a pretty good game. Definitely there were some bosses that I think were just badly designed. If you play this the first time, you're probably gonna miss out on quite a lot of the secret areas, and maybe even the dragon bosses. But overall, I would say it's fun. Definitely, I think because you can only progress. And this is actually something I actually just want to talk about real quick, is so Dark Souls and Elden Ring especially, they follow an attribute system, whereas this is like a perk system. I feel like a game like Wukong, in some ways with the progression, might be a little harder just because you can't over level. And that's one thing I think I do appreciate that challenge, because when you can over level, it's like, yeah, bosses aren't going to be as hard. Because it's say you have 1800 vigor or something, right? yeah, no wonder you'd have an easier time. Whereas here, it's like you have a limit. So I would say the perk system definitely made the game a little more challenging than probably like something like Souls, but I think that's part of its charm as well. I kind of touched on it briefly. The graphics were amazing. I did hear it was one of the very first games that did use the Unreal Engine. I think Baldur's Gate 3 also has used it. I did feel like the map definitely made things a lot easier for me than, say, when this game first came out. But, you know, overall, I really liked it. So if we get a DLC, we're gonna do it on this character. So it probably is gonna be have a lot more levels. I don't know. We'll be on maybe New Game Plus 2, maybe 3. Who knows, really? But yeah, until then, we'll just have to wait and see. But as for our next game that we will be playing, that is going to be Tainted Grail: Fall of Avalon. So that should be fun. So that'll probably keep us busy for this upcoming month.